specified hefty lump sum price, which lacked clarity in terms of technical specification, price, and by extension, economic justification. As the original contract was agreed on a government-to-government basis, the Pakatan Harapan, in negotiating an improved deal for ECRL, had to work within the constraints of the existing agreement. Obviously, we cannot just do anything we like, but we have to get also the consent of the Chinese government and the contractor. The government was faced with the choice to either renegotiate or pay termination cost of about 21.78 billion with nothing to show for it. As such, we chose to go back to the negotiating table and call for a more equitable deal whereby the needs of the Malaysian people would be prioritized. After long and protracted negotiation between the governments of Malaysia and China, both parties reached a mutually beneficial agreement, the improved ECRL deal. It is our belief that ECRL will serve as a stimulus to economic growth and development, especially in the East Coast. This improved project will provide freight and passenger transportation, attract investment along the railway corridor, as well as generate significant employment opportunities. An announcement on the 12th of April 2019, Malaysia Rail Link Sdn Bhd and the China Communication Construction Company Limited signed a supplementary agreement which paved the way for the resumption of the ECRL project. In addition, both parties agreed to form a joint venture company to manage, operate and maintain the ECRL rail network. So now we are also involved with the construction of the project. We also made a supplementary agreement to the EPCC contract. This improved deal covers phase 1 and phase 2 of the engineering, procurement, construction and commissioning of the contract at a reduced cost of 44 billion Malaysian ringgit. This is a significant reduction of 21.5 billion ringgit or 32.8% from its original cost of 65.5 billion ringgit. The improved ECRL will cost The improved ECRL will cost 68.7 million per kilometer. This is million per kilometer and not 95.5 million per kilometer under the original agreement. Now the key in technical aspect of ECRL, number one, it will be standard gauge and double tracking of the ECRL as maintained, is maintained. 640 kilometers inclusive of spur lines. Secondly, the ECRL will run through 20 stations and will now pass through 5 states and Putrajaya from the previous 4 states, allowing more states to partake in the economic benefits of the improved deal. The new southern alignment will also, this is the first item, the new southern alignment will also provide a direct land link from Kuantan Port to Port Klang, serving as a land bridge between the two ports, as well as improving passenger connectivity to other parts of the peninsula's west coast and providing a direct link to KLIA. Fifth, passengers on existing KTM commuter and ETS service from the southern part of the peninsula will interchange with the ECRL at the planned ECRL Bangi Kajang station. Six, importantly, the new element also prioritizes cultural heritage and environmental factors by avoiding the Klang Gates quartz ridge in Gombak, Selangor, the longest pure quartz dike in the world. And the seventh, the ECRL's new completion date is 31 December 2026, extended from the original date of 30th June 2024. Operation and maintenance. CCCC has agreed to participate in the operation and maintenance of ECRL through a 50-50 joint venture company between MRL and the CCCC. CCCC will provide technical support and share the operational risks after the project's completion. This arrangement will ease the financial burden on Malaysia, which previously was to bear the entire cost of the operation and maintenance. Now, the local participation. In looking towards improving our local infrastructure sector, the percentage of local participation has now been increased to 40% of civil works from the previous 30% in the original deal. Now, there will be partial refund of advance payment paid to CCCC. CCCC has agreed to refund part of the 3.1 billion advance payment paid for Phase 2, double-tracking and the northern extension under the original contract. Reduced financial commitments due to overall loan facility. With the improved ECRL at 44 billion, the loan amount from China Exim Bank will be reduced substantially. The reduced amount is still being negotiated with China Exim Bank, and we foresee that this will result in lessening the financial burden of the government in terms of the principal repayment amount or the total interest cost and also other fees. The improved ECRL is in line with Pakatan Harapan's government's manifesto to review and revisit all mega projects signed by the previous administration and its aim to improve economic distribution between the east and the west coast of the Peninsula Malaysia. The conclusion of the negotiations, which began in July 2018, has resulted in substantial savings for the country, which was the ultimate aim of the administration when it initiated the negotiation process with China. We hope that the state governments of Kelantan, Terengganu, and Pahang will also seize the opportunity provided by the ECRL rail network and leverage on the development and growth that will result from the construction of the ECRL. We are grateful to the Chinese government for recognizing the Malaysian government's financial position and predicament and agreeing to come to the negotiating table. The government of Malaysia would also like to thank the Malaysian negotiating team led by Yang Amat Berhormat Tun Daim Zainuddin and the various working groups for their tireless efforts on the improved deal, thus enabling the ECRL to proceed at a far lower cost for the ultimate benefit of Malaysians. Thank you. You will get full details in the statement which we will issue.
Okay. For yang baru ni, bila akan start balik ya Tun? Construction dia?
As soon as we sign the agreement.
Yeah, Tun, Isan from GG Press. May I know the true cost of ECRL, if including the interest rate, and how Malaysia going to manage the debt trap?
Well, the cost has been reduced to 44 billion, and obviously the interest rate would be based on a smaller amount of money, $44 billion. So it is a considerable savings for us, which means that our interest payment would be far less than the original cost of 66 billion.
Tun, can you tell us whether this agreement here?
So,
can you tell us whether this agreement comes in exchange for something from China, like palm oil exports or increased trade, or even something related to the 1MDB investigation?
well, not directly related, but we are taking advantage of the signing of the agreement to work out purchase of palm oil from China. That will happen.
Tun, sorry, follow up. Just how much interest will be lowered? Like how many percent?
Okay.
Well, I don't know about how much will be lowered, but it doesn't state here. If at all you will find in the statement we are going to issue.
Excuse me, my question is, what's the schedule for the reopen for the construction of the ECRL, and also the route has been shortened and also tunnels be lessened. Why the finished day is delayed to 2026? Thank you.
We will start as soon as we sign the agreement. As you know, part of the work has already been done. We have to continue with that work. As far as payment is concerned, we will pay according to the progress of the construction.
Tun, hi. Previously, Prof. Jomo said ECRL a scam to cover up 1MDB scandal. Have that been established during the negotiation with China? And secondly, just now the reporter asked whether in exchange of 1MDB, I need to ask this to be exact. Is it in exchange of relocation of Mr. Jolo?
It has nothing to do with Mr. Jolo, but of course we will seek the help of the Chinese government, if at all he is in China. When we reduce the cost, it means, of course, that the interest rate also goes down. But there may be other areas where the cost will be reduced. This will be worked out later on.
Tun, also, I see the involvement of CCCC in the maintenance and operation. Was it included in the original plans contract? If not, why there is such a need?
Well, in the original document, there was nothing about Malaysian share of the construction. But now we include also participation by Malaysian side in the construction of the line.
Tun, there is a suspension since July. Is there any cost or compensation occur during this 10-month suspension?
Compensation for what?
The cost for suspension, it has been stopped.
No, that has not been mentioned, as you know. We will start off as if there had been no interval between the stoppage of the construction and the beginning of the new construction.
Could you tell us, excuse me, could you tell us what's Malaysia's consideration for the route changing, especially at the Port Klang and the Putrajaya station? Thank you.
Well, that was because of the structure of the mountains along the way. If we want to do that, we need to do a lot of tunnels. And also the material there is more silica material that we can use for other purpose. So we don't want to disturb that deficit.
Tun.
The cost of the ticket price for the train ride, it's going to reduce to 4 hours, right, from Putrajaya to Baru. What about the ticket price? Will it be heavily subsidized? Or, I mean, how much will it be?
That has not been worked out yet.
Will it be reasonably priced?
Well, we will have some say in determining the operation of the line. So we will have some influence over determining the ticket prices, etc.
Tun, adakah projek ni konsep dia hutang sepenuhnya ataupun perkongsian equity dengan kerajaan China? Adakah konsep projek ni loan sepenuhnya ataupun perkongsian equity? So maksudnya kalau rugi sama-sama, dan kalau untung kita tanggung sama-sama dengan kerajaan China. CCC.
I'm not too sure about that.
Thank you.
Well, I think they have worked quite well together, and obviously they have been able to achieve quite good success in reducing the cost by 21 billion. That's a lot of money, which you can see can be done at a lower price, and yet the previous government agreed to a lump sum of 66 billion. We are saving a lot of money, and also the interest rate on a smaller sum of money that we have to pay. Well, I wouldn't be able to answer that.
Tun, this here. Yeah, I'm Chester from The Age. I want to ask, there was news report about that the previous government has inflated the construction cost of ECRL and to channel some of the money to retire 1MDB interest payment and loans. Can you confirm that after this negotiation? And is it true?
That was what happened, because the price was so high and we can reduce it by as much as 22 billion. Had the project been tendered out in the usual manner, we would have got a better price. But this was a lump sum given to a company from China through direct negotiation, direct award of the project to the Chinese government.
Tun, in Sabah gas pipelines and all these things, those are still cancelled then?
We have determined that the pipeline will not be constructed, but we are, as usual, not sticking directly to previous arrangements, etc. And at the moment, we are not going to construct the pipeline.
There are some concern that the local participation, like you said, increased to 40%. So the Malaysia company, we have the expertise for rail construction for work.
Yeah, it depends upon the contractor, how they are prepared to work with Malaysian contractors. But that is an agreement that 40% of the work must be done by a Malaysian company.
Tun, on your right, Tun, you were a strong critic of this project, and you've heavily criticized it, raised concerns, saying that we might fall into the Chinese debt trap if you accept this project. So, have those concerns died away? Have those concerns died away?
No, the concern was there, but it is a solution to our concern. From the very beginning, when we were still in opposition, we thought that the way the award was made and the sum total of the cost was not right, that it was inflated. And as you can see, they can do this thing with a much lower cost. So why the Malaysian government should agree to the high cost is something that we cannot understand, really.
Right. And how do you view Chinese-backed mega infrastructure projects now, Tun?
Well, if there are mega projects that we can give to the Chinese, we will. But our policy is to give mega projects to Malaysian companies, and if they don't have the expertise, they can call in some foreign companies to join.
So, is the time travel will be shorter? Sir, here. Is the time travel will be shorter? Probably cargo from Kota Baru to Port Klang with the new alignment and the shorter journey.
I'm not so sure about that, but certainly it should take less time.
Tun, last question soon. Apakah yang mendorong kerajaan China menerima tawaran Malaysia untuk meneruskan projek? Tun, sini Tun.
Saya fikir bahawa kerajaan China juga sedar bahawa kita menghadapi financial problem dan juga kos yang dipersetujui dahulu adalah terlalu tinggi. Kita dapat buktikan bahawa kita boleh construct railway ini maybe by other companies at a lower cost. So that is why the Chinese government has agreed. Moratorium on? I still can't get you. Why did you use the mic?
Because they took it away.
The payment will be based on work done, and not based on the timeline like last time.
Normally we don't enter into agreement contracts where we have to pay according to a timeline, and I suppose that will have to be dropped. It must be based on work in progress.
The last time the contract says 7-year moratorium, 7 years we don't have to pay anything, 7 years only to pay. But now it has been restructured.
You will find the details in the statement we are going to issue.
Have a live mic on the same channel with the podium mic. No, I don't like that.